All right, it's your boy Crash Out. Going to talk about organic for the new gardeners here who's starting in 2025 because there's a lot of new gardens from last year and the year before that. And it's always going to seem like there's going to be some new gardens here looking for a channel to explain to them the basics of gardening and what's organic and not organic. So I'm going to try to run real quick with y'all with the basic organic. To be considered being an organic grower, you got to be like 95% growing in organic material. The USDA allows 5%. That's between certain fertilizers and pesticides. So most times, as a backyard gardener, you're not going to get past using a lot of fertilizer to get past that 5%. But you can. So let me just explain to you, like, don't try to debunk somebody, even if they say they're 100% organic. Don't even go back and debate them. Just know deep down inside they're not 100% organic, because I consider myself an organic grower, but I'm not 100%. I'm about 95%. I fall in that 95%, maybe more. I'd probably be 97% organic. But to be considered an organic grower, you're going to have to use organic material, even organic fertilizer like this plant stuff is organic. It's a certified company that's actually saying organic plant tone. So in here, they got to go by the same criteria. 95% of their material will be organic material, and you got a window for that 5% of something else. So if you use this and you're using organic fertilizers, and they consider themselves organic fertilizers, they got to follow the same guidelines like USDA, EPA. They got to follow that 95%. Okay, so there's no such thing as 100% organic. So I even have rabbits and chickens, and I can use that. I don't even have to use this, but sometimes your rabbits and your chickens is just not going to be able to handle your backyard or your half acre, quarter, farm. So you might have to go ahead and use some synthetics like, synthetic fertilizer. But there's nothing wrong with synthetic fertilizer. It's just your preference and other people's preference. I have not heard nobody glow in the middle of the dark using synthetic fertilizers. A lot of these gardens on YouTubers, they don't tell you they're organic grower. They never said. They'll say, when did I told you I was an organic grower? They never told you they was an organic grower. They just say they grow food to feed their family. So a lot of those people do use synthetics, and they don't just show you what they use. They'll tell you about some other stuff. But a lot of times, as a gardener and doing this for 7 years and I see other people use synthetics, I can tell when synthetic is being used, when organic is being used. It's a difference. You can tell once. It's just like a body shop guy. He can tell you the car been hit by just looking at it. He can tell you there was body work done. You be like, what do you mean? If you've been in that game long enough, you can tell. It's just like you had a bad relationship. You can tell a good person and not a good person instantly. You can tell bad vibes. It's one of those things with a gardener who's been out there for a while, even 40 years, 7 years, 5 years. If you're in tune with stuff out there, you can tell who's doing what and not. It's not your job to go out there and shout everybody out and pull them out in the street. Don't do that. Just, take some, because you can learn from anybody. All right, let's get into the seeds. I've been very successful for these 20-cent seeds, okay? You got a lot of people that's going to be out here talking about Baker Creek. I mean, people like that because to me, personally, I think it's a fad. It's just Baker Creek seeds is no different than this company seeds, unless they claim in certification. Now, these seeds right here is not Baker Creek. These are Seed of Change. They are certified to be an organic seed company, okay? These companies are not. You got other companies. You got Ferry Moss, and you got other seed companies. They do not claim to be organic. So if you really want to get into the organic world, go ahead and try to find an organic certified seed company where they got to go through the guidelines of the USDA. Not saying something ain't gonna slip through the cracks and walls and stuff like that. Everybody's skimping in America and cheating. So that's not, just because they say it doesn't mean they're 100, 95. They could be doing a lot of nonsense, a switcheroo thing just to get the price jacked up. But these companies don't claim to be organic. So, but there's nothing wrong with them 20 cents, 10-cent seeds from the Dollar Tree store, because I have got loads of food and fruit from the Dollar Tree. This company right here. This here has always been a go-to for a lot of gardeners. This was what a lot of us started out with. Some of us got a couple of more extra coins so we can shop at Baker Creek and those, exotic plants, companies, catalogs, whatever you want to call them. But don't feel ashamed if your garden is full of these, because let me tell you something. There's some people out here can tell you, They have been successful with the 10-cent seed, 20-cent seed, sometimes they 15. So don't, when you see the Dollar Tree, grab you some of these if you're a new garden. So don't get caught up and try to buy no $4 or $5 pack of seeds. Go get the 20-cent seeds and try to find a YouTuber that is doing seed sharing. You know, sometimes you can get into these communities and people will send you some seeds. People send me seeds all the time that, you know, they just want to share what they have and they got. So you can do the same thing. So don't be ashamed to ask somebody, do they have some seeds to spare? And you want to try a certain seed. You don't want to spend that $3 or $4 or the $8 that they spent on that seed package. But sometimes people share. I've seen people share cigarettes. You get what I'm saying? Cigarettes are what, $14 a pack? And people still talking about you got a cigarette. And people hand them a cigarette. Me, I don't smoke, but if I had smoke, I wouldn't give nobody nothing. How expensive those cigarettes are. But people do with seeds. People do spend a lot of money on seeds. You'll find them in the community. They have loaded up themselves with seeds. They're seed addictors. They're addicted to seeds, buying seeds. So they'll share some seeds with you. Even I would share seeds with you. But going back to the fertilizer, like I use some of this stuff. This is not organic, but sometimes you're going to need some extra help for your plants and stuff that you grow. So you need to go and get some of this stuff. This is a micronutrients. It has a fertilizer. It's water soluble. So you can put in some water, shake it up, and then put in your indoor plants. A lot of times I use this because I'm growing indoors. So I don't want to bring in like rabbit poop and chicken poop and 511 stuff that is going to stink your house up like fish poop. I'm going to call the word poop, but just clean out the word poop and actually use the real word that poop people say poop is. There's a product. It stinks, it smells, but it works. But when you're in a house, you want to use some stuff that doesn't smell. And like you don't want to use like the crab and lobster stuff. You don't want to use the 511, the fish emulsion. You don't want to use fish poop. They have a thing called fish poop. It does have a little scent. If you don't bother with the, you know, if the scent doesn't bother you, can use the product. So if you live by yourself and you don't mind smelling a little fishy boo-boo, then go ahead and use it. It works very well. Kelp works very well, but you're going to smell like a little, fishy thing in it, So be careful of that. So that's why a lot of times people will use synthetic fertile like shake and bake right here. Like, shake and feed. I said shake and bake, right? That's that old stuff that we used to use back in the days. And nobody know what I mean. Shake and bake. When you put the chicken in the bag and you shake and bake. But this is shake and feed, right? Shake and feed. This is for Miracle Growth. A lot of people are going to hear that they don't like Miracle Growth and they think it's going to. I haven't heard nobody use Miracle Growth and glow in the dark type situation. So don't feel ashamed about using Miracle Growth. Miracle Growth is workable. A lot of people have been successful using it. A lot of gardens use it. So just be mindful on that. So go ahead and grow your garden this year. So you need to be 95% using organic material to be an organic grower. So you got a 5% window from using fertilizers and pesticides. Another thing here, people, I know a lot of people be juicing. A lot of times, you hear these people that juice, they got this little product to wash your vegetables and your fruits. Let me give you a heads up on that. That's the biggest gimmick on the planet, okay? Don't get caught up in that. You cannot the pesticides that the commercial growers use more likely is going to seep inside the peel. See, it's not about the wax on the fruit. It's actually when they spray that pesticide, because the wax come after they harvest it. But the pesticide they use sometimes will, what you want to call, creep inside the peeling of the banana, the apples, the pears. So I would recommend for people, if you really want to be into some good health situation, get rid of the peels, because you cannot wash off those residues, the pesticide. Some of them pesticides actually embed themselves in the peel. You can't wash it out. So for a lot of y'all, I see a lot of people just going to the supermarket and they cut that fruit and they put in that blender because everybody tell you the nutrients is in the fruit, the peels, but it is. But if you're buying from the supermarket, chances are there's pesticide inside the peeling because they spray heavy pesticides on those plants, so it seeps in, and then when they wash them, whatever, and they put that wax to make it shiny and look good into your eyes and supermarket, chances are you eating pesticide also. So a lot of times you'll see a lot of vegans and a lot of vegetarians are dying from cancer because of the pesticide. They've been eating pesticide for the last 30, 40 years. So be careful with that stuff of thinking you're just going in your house and you're washing with that vegetable spray or fruit wash. You cannot wash out the pesticide from those things. So y'all take care. This is your boy Crash Out Gardener, aka Micro Farmer. Look forward to a lot of the videos I'm going to be putting out 2025. And take care, and I'll see you in the next one.